Thanks for watching, guys. Really? Hey guys, Sid here with TCR. Update. My duck. The duck that went missing, that waddled out during one of my other videos. I figured out where she was laying. And of course, she has made her nest underneath the cargo container, which is like the last place that I wanted her to make a nest. But she has plucked out a nice little pillow of down for her eggs. And with Muscovy ducks, which is the type of duck that she is, Muscovies are very good moms. Muscovy ducks are really cool because not only are they a dual purpose bird, and not only are they great moms, but they're like the best roommates ever. They're super quiet, they don't quack, they hiss and they go like that, and that's it. That's all they do. They're super quiet, they're really, really nice. And they're very friendly. They're not fearful. They're really easy to just kind of grab them. But anyway, I'm gonna go show you guys where she chose to make her nest here. I'm gonna check again and see if there's any eggs. If she's not on it, it looks like she's probably on it right now because I don't see her out here. Over here, as you can see behind me, I've got the wood pile, and we've obviously been using wood this winter because it gets down into the 20s at night. So during the day right now, knock on wood, it's nice out, but we have had some bad days of rain and cold and general ickiness, I would call it, but nothing too heinous. But it's actually been kind of a mild winter here so far, and knock on wood, no crazy flooding. So when we moved the wood pile, I noticed something fuzzy, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. This little cubby right here is where she chose to lay underneath here, and I'll show you. She came in through the back end. I went ahead and blocked it back up with wood. I just removed the wood right now so I can get in here and show you guys. This is like intense right now. Hold on. And it might be upside down. We'll see. But yeah, there she is. Let's see if I'm hitting her. There we go. There she is. She's pulled out her down. All that white that you see there is down. And when she got off this morning and I looked, there were no eggs under her. But she's hopefully getting ready to. I love her green eyes. She's so pretty. She's kind of a fawn color. I just absolutely adore her. I think she's the prettiest little duck. But there she is. And if you look, I don't know if you guys can see, right behind her, there's light coming in behind her. That's where she got in from. So let's check on my baby chicks that are in the brooder. You can see they've gotten a little bit bigger. I'm just kind of doing my afternoon bird check right now. And I wanted to show you guys the nest underneath the cargo unit. So I'm hoping that she's gonna lay those eggs under there. And they're really good at brooding and hatching out. So they're supposed to be anyway. This is my first round of them, but let's see if you can see these little guys. They're there. They're already getting bigger. They're so cute. It's been almost a week since I got them, so they're probably, I would say they're about 9 days old right now. They were a couple days old when I got them. So they're doing really well. And they're looking good. They're starting to look like real little birds, some of them. Like, you know how they go from that baby chick just hatched face to not quite teenagers, but sort of, you know, they're growing up, my little babies. Of course, they're scattering as I'm moving the stick over them because they're kind of freaked out. So I'm excited if I can get my ducks to actually lay. I will be firing up the incubator at some point because I do have other birds that I want to hatch out, but it's a little earlier than I would normally get that going because, for one thing, tonight, as a matter of fact, I'm going to be moving some of my roosters. My last year's hatch, I ended up with way too many roosters, like a lot. So I think I have like 8 roosters right now. We're dick. So Those roosters I'm going to take and put with the meat birds back there, and I'm going to take the 3 hens of the meat birds back there and put them, actually I think there's only 2 now because I already moved one. So I'm going to move the other 2 Red Ranger hens over here. They're actually really good layers, so I wouldn't mind breeding them in and kind of making a little dual purpose bird. And I'm also going to take one of the meat roosters and put him over here, and only leave one of my crossbreed roos out here, who's only a little bit of frizzle and Delaware. So he's bulkier, more dual purpose. Delawares are a great dual purpose breed, and he's a very gentle roo. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave him over here and put all the other roosters in quarantine and the bachelor pad back there for now until we can get around to butchering them. That's my project for tonight, to get those birds moved, and that way once I get those birds moved, I can start collecting some eggs for the incubator. So, well, not exactly once I get them moved. I need to wait about 3 weeks. So with poultry, you generally want to quarantine them for about 3 weeks when you're going to introduce a new partner, if they've been around other partners, if you're trying to collect eggs of certain babies, to make certain babies, which is what I want to do in this case. I want to try to breed out the frizzle line. So I'm going to introduce those meat hens. That way they're a fresh line, and then some of my other girls will be, this will be their third year breeding them for some of my standards, like my barred rocks and my red and my Orpington and stuff like that. This year I do have a new Americana, so I will be breeding her with the meat rooster and the frizzled Delaware mix. So just have some new interesting little birds running around, kind of, you know, barnyard mixes, but I kind of like that because sometimes you end up with the coolest looking birds. The problem with the frizzles, I love them, I love them, I love them, but they're not a very hardy breed. You look at them sideways and they get sick. They're just not as strong. The roosters actually did better than any of my hens. This is one of my frizzle mixes. And that one, those 2 over there are Delaware frizzle mixes, the white ones running. Oh, and she's fresh meat, by the way. She's the newest of the Red Rangers that just came over. All right, guys, come on, one at a time. Good Lord. Run, girl. See what happens? Ay, ay, ay. And my ducks get all wound up when the roosters get wound up. Oh, Lord have mercy. So yeah, we're gonna get those guys all squared away. But yeah, so I want to get those birds quarantined so that in 3 weeks, when we're inching up on spring, I'm going to be able to start collecting those eggs, know exactly who the daddy is. I won't have to call Maury Povich, and won't have to have that awkward moment with the lie detector test and the DNA results. I'll be like, you are the daddy. So that's my plan for that. So I'm hoping I can get that handled tonight, get those birds quarantined so that I know who the daddy is. And from that point, it's gonna be super easy to collect their eggs, because then they're gonna really start laying once the days are already starting to get longer. The weather will be starting to get a little bit warmer. And I'll be able to get that under control and start collecting those eggs and load up my incubator for my first round. My turkeys generally hold off laying until more like May. So actually, no, they usually start laying in like April. I usually get my first hatch out like at the end of May with my turkeys. We'll have baby ducks. I have seen them being romantic, so I know that they're at least doing that. But one of the things about ducks is the females can kind of close off their cloaca. They have an extra chute. I won't get into the whole diagram of it, but they basically, if they don't want to get pregnant, they have built-in birth control. They can kind of stop it from getting through, which is interesting. So hopefully my girls want to be mommies, because a couple of them are nesting. The one is nesting under the cargo container, and the light gray one over here that I have has been sitting on some chicken eggs off and on in the nesting box. but only for short periods. It's like, I don't know if she's like, I feel like an egg might come. Like, I'm not sure what her mindset is. She's kind of acting like a young chicken would right before they start laying, where they kind of go sit in the nesting box, but they're not 100% sure why they're doing it yet. So I kind of feel like that's what's happening. I love my birds. What can I say? I love my birds, because chicken eggs are 21 days and 3 weeks before the 21 days. So another, you know, 3 weeks. So what, 6 weeks? I can do math, really. It's been a long day. So in 6 weeks, when I hatch out my first round of chicken eggs, I will 100% know who the daddy is, because the two fathers are going to look so different that it's going to be really easy for me to tell exactly which of the two roosters I'll have breeding with them is indeed the daddy. And I can look at him and I can say, you are the father. Thanks for watching, guys. Really? Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell so you get the notifications.